Welcome to the Rocky Mount Area Chamber Buzz. Today we're delighted that our guests are Tiffany Alexander, who is the Director of Internships and Career Services at North Carolina Wesleyan College, and Bill Craig, who is the Area Manager for the Action Group HR. We'll be right back. Our show today is being brought to you proudly by Roger G. Taylor & Associates to help to communicate with you the many wonderful things happening in our area. And let's take a look at some of the recent events.
As I said, it's a very simple operation. The liquor business in North Carolina, and this is still hard for me to even say this, is a $6 billion business. That's liquor sold in ABC stores, liquor sold by the drink in restaurants and other places, wine and beer that you find in almost every supermarket in the state of North Carolina. All total, it totals about $6 billion. Last year, we sold almost $800 million in our local ABC stores all over the state. And that ended up bringing in $305 million into the state funds. We take that money, we send it over to the Department of Commerce, of which we are part of, and they take the money and then they disperse it out wherever they want to. The local ABC boards also spend a lot of money all over the state, $9 million each year. That goes into education, it goes into law enforcement to help ALE do their job in the state of North Carolina. So it's a pretty diverse operation. We have 45 people on our staff in Raleigh, 5 attorneys. We have about 9 people at the present time in the field traveling all over the state of North Carolina. They will occasionally drop in on Mike and his operation in Nash County and others throughout the state. Mike's operation last year did $8 million in sales in 9 stores in Nash County. Edgecombe County has 6 stores. They did $4 million in sales. These are big figures. I mean, when I went up there not knowing anything, it blew my mind when I looked down and I saw Nash County did $8 million worth of liquor sales in ABC stores in the year 2012.
We're so happy to have Tiffany Alexander and Bill Craig. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
And we're going to be talking about something that I think a lot of people who have college-age students are going to say, yay, get a job, because so many, we've been hearing a lot lately that especially people getting out of college are having a terrible time finding jobs. And North Carolina Wesleyan College has, Tiffany, through your department, been working with hourly.com to help link students to jobs. And Bill, you're the pilot. Action Group is going to be the pilot with helping with that. Tiffany, do you want to start with kind of telling us the whole concept behind hourly.com?
Hourly.com is a great force to connect our students with the community as far as for jobs.
And Bill, how did you get involved?
Well, Jim Gray is actually he started this whole process, and he contacted me months ago and asked if I could have lunch with him. And he said he was...
That always means he's going to ask something.
He's going to ask something, yeah.
But he's got great ideas, and I just want to throw that out there. He has brought so many exciting ideas to Rocky Mount.
He certainly has. And we sat down, and he was telling me the concept, and he says what this all started with was trying to offer something new and different that would attract the students to the college and also be able to help them financially, because tuition was one of the biggest issues that they have. And he ran across hourly.com, but at first he was concerned that it might conflict with what I do in my business, and he did not want to tread down that path, you know. And as because we're both serving on the chamber board, and he felt like it was worth talking to me about. I got in touch with Brooke Dixon, who is the originator of hourly.com. Talked to him. Really,
where does he live?
He's up in New York City.
Okay.
And after talking to him on the phone for a while, I felt like it really would not conflict with what we do, and I decided we needed to be partnering with the college on this. And what Jim's trying to do is he's trying to find jobs for the students at the Wesleyan College and matching them with employers here in the local area, and hopefully, one, get them money, two, maybe a career here and keep him here in the Rocky Mount area.
Which we really want to do because we're looking at ways to attract more young people. We've got plenty of our age, or not plenty, but we've got a lot of people. But I think the more, it keeps the community vibrant to come and let them, and I think that was the founders of Wesleyan wanted to educate here and provide a new pool of young people in our workforce here. What's the status of it at this point, Tiffany?
Right now, at this point, we did a launch on February 14th in our cafeteria. We set up plenty of laptops for students to come and set up their profiles. President Gray was so gracious to say the first 40 students to set up their profile will get a $25 gift card. So myself and the student president of our Student Government Association, Rebecca Kane, and I had helped students set up their profiles. So right now we have 40 students already registered on the system. Besides their contact information, they ask your education, your major, when you graduate. They also ask you for 5 questions, 5 words, to describe yourself, which I have found that during the launch, the students had a hard time coming up with those 5 questions. Other than that, they ask for your work history and particularly some skills about yourself that will help match the employers.
And do you kind of walk around and assist them? Do they do this, like you said, you got them together?
Yes.
And they did it. I would think that would be helpful on a regular basis, not to just have them enroll themselves in their dorm rooms, but have some professional oversight.
Yes,
in doing it.
yes, that is our plan. Once the system is up and running completely with the employers all ready to go, Rebecca and I do plan to do that again. And I am always there to assist the students.
Because students always think things are funny. They can kind of have fun with things and not realize the appropriate times to be funny and
Yes.
the non-appropriate times.
Yes.
So, Bill, how do y'all come in with the action group?
Well, we're going to be the first company in the area to post job description or job postings on thehourly.com. And as a pilot,
Want people who have contacted you to help them hire people in the area,
Exactly.
and you'll just put those on the website.
we'll put those on the website. And hourly.com is very similar to match.com, which everybody knows.
The dating group.
The dating
Yeah.
group, exactly. And what we'll do is we'll post them, and once the employers are actively utilizing the web page, they'll be charged a fee for the job descriptions that they put on there. The students are not charged at all, anything. It's total free service for all the students. We will post out there, and there'll be a match. Actually, when our job description gets posted on the web page, the system will automatically match the student with the job. And
One or multiples? Because I know, like they say at Match.com, they pick the best ones,
Yes.
plural. So,
Same thing.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, Brooks worked for Match.com.
Uh-huh.
So that's where he's gotten this concept from and this idea, and he's taken it and, we call it Match.com on business steroids. But and
that's a good thing.
it's a good thing. And yes, we will then get matches sent to us, and then we can contact the students and approach them and talk to them that. And then once we get started on it, then they're going to expand it out to other colleges in the area for their students, and then other businesses in the area. And this whole thing is being pushed by the chamber, of course, and we're doing it in conjunction with workforce preparedness and with the Employment Security Commission as well. So it's intended to go out, and this is a pilot for North Carolina.
What type of time frame do you think? Because if as an employer, I'm sitting here thinking, wow, I'd kind of like to have the opportunity to be in that pool to see if I can get a good match for an enthusiastic, educated young person to come in. Any time schedule?
Well, we were hoping to have everything up and running by April, but we ran into a snag with some programming that Brooks had. So we're probably looking now, probably the latter part of the summer, and getting into the fall with the more students, and so it probably really won't be unveiled in big portions until the fall sometime.
Well, which really to start, unless the jobs are imminent, as people are planning, hopefully
Yes.
the employment situation will pick up and people will be looking toward jobs, and maybe the seniors could be looking. Tiffany, is your thought that people, that students who are currently engaged in studies will get part-time jobs from this too, or are you looking for all full-time jobs?
No, we're looking for both part-time jobs and full-time jobs. Of course, the part-time jobs for our freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, and more of the full-time employment for our seniors.
And are most of the students at North Carolina Wesleyan typical undergraduate ages, as opposed to the community colleges kind of shoots more toward the slightly older or returning back to be retrained for the workforce age?
Yes, we do have the typical traditional, but remember we also have our adult program, our Aspire program.
And they haven't gotten involved in it yet, but you plan for them to become involved?
I think that is Mr. Gray's hope. Yes, but right now the program will be launching just for traditional students.
And is this one of the first colleges in North Carolina to try this?
It is.
Is it the first?
It is the first.
Yay us, and yay President Gray.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would think once he gets it going well at Wesleyan, then other community colleges and all in the area might jump on board?
It will. Yeah, definitely. It's going to expand. It will grow as it becomes more and more popular. It will grow. And actually the public in general could go on it. I mean, hourly.com. You could bring it up right now today if you wanted to and post a profile yourself. Anybody could. It's right now, as Tiffany said, predominantly up in New York right now. So most of the jobs that are posted are, New York-based type jobs. And what we're hoping to do is be able to start to build up a portfolio of jobs, from North Carolina and keep these students in North Carolina.
Oh, we want to keep our talent right here.
That's right.
Gosh.
Exactly.
Well, let's take a break and we'll continue. Be right back. Before we start back, I want to thank Roger G. Taylor and Associates for making this show possible. And if you see Roger around town or somebody who works for him, tell him thank you. You've learned a lot, hopefully, by getting to meet friends and neighbors and good people doing great things in Rocky Mount. So thank you to Roger. Bill and Tiffany. Tiffany, you are involved with internships and career services at Wesleyan. You were hired to have a master's in education. We were fortunate enough to get you to come to Rocky Mount. And how long have you been here?
June will be 2 years for me.
Oh, okay. And I bet the students love you. You don't have to answer that because you can be modest, but an attractive younger person and whatnot, I would think that would be just, I hope that's been a really good fit for you.
Yes, it has. It has. I have grown to love a lot of students, and already some have already graduated, and I'm still in contact with those, so they do call me or text me quite often, so yes.
And the internship part of what you do, what does that entail?
The internship program at Wesleyan College consists of credit and non-credit based internships. A student can take an internship for credit where they will get 3 credits if they take it during the academic school year. And then if they take it in the summer, of course, since they're not taking classes, they are able to take more hours. And the internships, of course, are based around a particular major. And they do have a faculty sponsor, and there's academic assignments that they have to get in order to get the grade.
And are you constantly on the lookout for businesses and and do the students come and tell you what their areas of interest so you can go out and then find a match for them? Or could someone like Bill go and say, I would be interested in having an intern work with me?
Pretty much both. The students do come to me with their interests. Some already have a place in mind what they like to do, and most of them, some of them don't. And so I help them, walk them through the process, ask them certain questions to see particularly what they're interested in. And then, yes, I am on the look through calling and different networking things that I've done around, have attended, around the community.
And this is hourly.com. It's not going to take the place of a lot of the traditional interviewing and whatnot, but do you see this as kind of the move for the future for where a significant portion of young people graduating from college will turn to help find jobs?
Yes, I do, particularly because of the way it's set up with the skill set match. Like Bill mentioned, once the student puts their skill set on there, the employers go on and look at the students' profiles, the match, and then they contact the student directly. So yes, I do see it moving pretty rapidly.
Bill, I appreciate your being the guinea pig on this too. I would think that to go ahead and get all the glitches out of it, and then just really make it available to all of us.
Well, we saw the benefit of it. It's the wave of the future. It truly is. And after we analyzed and looked at it, we realized it doesn't necessarily compete with what agencies, staffing agencies do, because companies make strategic decisions to use staffing agencies for various business reasons. And having hourly.com is not going to really affect that. But it is a way. It's the way that the future's going, posting. And it's also meeting a need that the employers have. If you're out there in the business industry and you're looking for people, you go Career Builder, you go to monster.com, and you spend hours, I mean literally hours, on those web pages trying to find the perfect match, because you're having to do all the searching. You're putting in the keywords, and you're hoping that those words will match with the person you're looking for, and then you get all these resumes and you have to go through them and look at them. What I really like about hourly.com is it takes that off of you. Instead, it does the searching in the program itself. So, you're cutting your time down. I mean, I've been on monster.com at times for hours trying to find people, whereas this way it finds them for me and shoots their resumes right, or their profiles, I should say, right to me. And it's just going to cut down a lot. It's going to match the keywords and skills. And what it also does, which is really intriguing, is that he's building into the base a terminology that will interpret military skill set terminology with workforce terminology, because we're always at a mismatch on that. And that's going to automatically be able to take those two different and realize they're similar to one another and match it up, which will then enable the veterans an opportunity to gain more job interviews.
And I would think this whole site's going to evolve over time, because it sounded like he was making some adjustments even to help make it, before we launch it here. But he's a very savvy young man who's just really open to input. And so the employer pays to be able to post jobs or to have access to the database.
Yes.
But it's free for the job applicant,
Yes.
which really makes sense, because the job applicant probably is broke.
Correct.
Needs a job, and hopefully the employer's not, or would not be looking for the person. But so, Bill, I would think that to have the benefit at Wesleyan of you as an employer to come out and work with Tiffany, I mean, are you seeing some of that in the future, that y'all will even work together to help advise the students on how to look at keywords and what things different employers are looking for?
We haven't really talked about that, but it certainly could happen, yes, as we develop it. I mean, we've got a task force of people working on this. It's not just Wesleyan. I mean, again, it's the chambers involved in it. UNC Chapel Hill's got some involvement in it as well, and trying to get it developed. But yes, it could. You could start developing some very good partnerships with the employers and with the colleges. And I know that the word is out in the community about this quite a bit, and I know the other colleges in the area, Nash community and Niche community, are very interested in getting involved, and they are going to be involved. And
what do you see the geographic area then that will be available? I mean, would it be the entire database for hourly.com, or will they specify, Tiffany, I want to be in North Carolina, search all the North Carolina jobs, or how does that work? Or Rocky Mount jobs, hopefully.
I think in the near future it may spread to all of North Carolina, but right now we're just the focus is on Rocky Mount.
On the Rocky Mount area, yes.
And most, I guess all the colleges, I know the career services person at UNC Chapel Hill, Linda Conklin, but I would think if all of them solicit input from all of their graduates to post jobs on there, that it could be a real wealth of information for careers and for jobs.
It really could. And also it gives people out in the rural areas an opportunity to post their profile. And that's where Michael Williams and his operation and the Employment Security Commission come into play on this, because they're going to be the next, after action, they're going to be the next group to start posting, because they have a lot of profiles out there they want to get on the system. So it's just going to continue to grow and grow and grow.
And I didn't realize that there were sites already like Monster and some of those where you just really spent hours, because nobody has that type of time nowadays to really just have to pour, and to have him be able to weed out and drill down to just kind of like Match.com apparently does.
Yeah.
To get right to those key people who have the skills you want pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Finally, Bill, tell us again how the Chamber's involved and how people might be able to link or talk to people at the Chamber to learn how they can get more involved in the future.
Well, the Chamber is going to ultimately, right now, we're just getting it going, of course, but the Chamber ultimately will offer it to its members. There'll be a discounted price for the members to post jobs out there. But more importantly, though, is that they're also reaching out into the rural areas. We're trying to, as we said, we're trying to help the folks that do not have jobs, that have got skills and are looking, and so it's going to reach out to more, into the public sector, if you will, to get them to put their profiles on the hourly.com, and then that will give the businesses the incentive to want to post their ads on there, because the bigger the base of profiles you have out there, better your chances are of finding a good candidate. So the Chamber is going to be spearheading that entire effort.
Good.
Yeah.
And once somebody posts it, they've got a duration where they can well, I guess until the job's filled,
Yeah.
they can stay on there. Well, Tiffany, thanks for what you're doing for all of our young people.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And Bill, you're always a great community servant, so thank you for your involvement too.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.